Love this music. Love Dallas. Usually when you think of Dallas on TV, you think of this, the classic from the 70s and the 80s, but now the city is in for a real reality check. Bravo is putting Dallas back in the spotlight with its Real Housewives franchise. Former Bravo star and now radio host Courtney Kerr is here with us tonight. Thank you for being here with us.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
Listen, I think Sue Ellen Ewing, I think she was like the original housewife.
She was the original housewife of Dallas.
Wasn't she fantastic? But now things are shaking up. Social media is all about the show.
Social media is a buzz. I can't tell you how many people have tweeted me, Instagrammed me, Facebooked me and said, "Are you going to be one of the housewives of Dallas?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not even married. Like, my reality days are done." So I can officially say, no, Dallas, I am not going to be on Real Housewives of Dallas.
Well, so let's talk about your shows. You did, I want to make sure I get the titles right, Most Eligible Dallas.
Yes.
And Courtney Loves Dallas.
I did.
You know reality TV.
I know reality TV. I understand how it goes. I understand that these women right now are freaking out because their lives are about to change. They are under a confidentiality agreement that they can't discuss, and they want to be able to talk about it. They want to be able to enjoy this excitement. But this moment right now that they're having is their lives are about to change, and they don't really know what they're in for.
Well, pretty soon we are all going to know about it, but there are some people who don't want this show to air. So there's already a petition on change.org saying, we don't want this. Is it just because they're thinking it's big hair and big drama, and it's going to put Texas women in a bad light for people?
You know, Heather, Texas women do have big hair. We do have a lot of drama. I hate the pun, I hate the phrase, everything's bigger in Texas. But, we like to do things big or not do them at all. And so I'm sure that audiences are in for a big treat. But at the same time, the people that are really upset about this show coming to Dallas are probably the same people that are going to be watching it week after week after week, and on the message boards criticizing it. And I always say, the only thing bad in Dallas about being talked about is, or the only thing worse than being talked about is not being talked about at all.
That's true.
So Dallas is already on the map, but I think it continues to create this city to be one of the best media markets in the country, which I believe it really is.
So people are talking about who's on the list. You just said you're not part of this cast.
I am not part of Real Housewives of Dallas. Sorry to disappoint all those 4 people out there.
Oh, stop. It is so secretive, which is, I think, making the buzz, even louder.
It is. There's a lot of buzz about who's going to be on. Is there going to be hair pulling? Is there going to be wine throwing? Were they at cattle barons? Were they at these, 2x2 and these big charity events in Dallas? And there is a lot of speculation. And like I said, these women are under confidentiality agreements. They can't talk about it.
Right.
But all we can hope is that Bravo, and Andy Cohen specifically, who is the executive producer over all of the Real Housewives franchise.
Over the shows we're watching.
Exactly. And one thing we need to remember, they don't cast bank accounts. They don't cast entrepreneurs. They don't cast for MBAs. They cast for personalities. And they cast for ratings. And they cast for entertainment. And so we can't really expect a lot because Bravo's trying to get ratings, but at the same time, we do want these women to be ambassadors for the city of Dallas, and we can only hope that that's what they will be.
Well, they are very strong personalities, I'm sure, or they wouldn't be doing a show like this.
Exactly, and all we can hope is that these women are smart enough to utilize the platform that they have, and utilize, which I think I was able to do, is utilize my platform on Bravo and my time on Bravo to create a business. And 4 years later, I'm still getting paid. I'm still feeling like I'm able to enjoy the experience that Bravo was able to give to me. So we can only hope that these women aren't in it to be famous, but they were in it to create a platform for the city of Dallas.
All right, and talking about Dallas, what is it about Dallas and North Texas that's so fascinating?
Heather, it's a city that birthed not only Mary Kay, it birthed the Dallas Cowboys, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, Neiman Marcus. The women here are an anomaly. We don't just go to the grocery store in sweatpants and Uggs. We go to the grocery store with a full face of makeup and red lipstick, and we do it big, or we don't do it, or we don't do it at all. We don't leave our home. And so I think the women in Dallas have always been something that Bravo and Andy Cohen have thought of. Wow, this city would be a really interesting home and birthplace for a Southern Real Housewives franchise. And we can only hope that these women will meet the mark and will do our city justice.
We're going to be watching, and I have to tell you, if I see you in the grocery store, I'm going the other way because I'm like the UGG and sweatpants.
I can promise you that I'm not always in full makeup at the grocery store, but I can promise you that you know, I do the radio show every day on KVIL. Leanne and Courtney Kerr Uncorked from 3 to 7, and we will be breaking any news that happens and hopefully welcoming some of these housewives onto the show. And we want the scoop, because if we're going to get the scoop, it's going to happen first on our show here in Dallas.
Great, and then bring it to us at 9.
Of course.
Courtney, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
We're going to keep watching.
Okay.
Thanks.
As Andy Cohen says, watch what happens.
Absolutely.